What's going on, everyone? It's Coach Bailey here. If you're watching this video, you're probably on a weight loss journey or you want to lose weight, maybe lose some body fat or even tone up, and you don't know where to start. This video is going to give you an exact game plan of what to do, how to lose body fat, and how to start feeling like the best version of yourself, having more energy, feeling happier, feeling way cooler in your clothes, all of the above. So if you are interested in losing body fat, please stay tuned and let's get into it. First things first, you can absolutely have an amazing transformation in only 8 weeks, but it is just the start of the journey. The journey overall is a lot longer than 8 weeks. We are striving for consistency, not perfection. 8 weeks is long enough to build real habits and short enough to keep staying motivated and see some progress. And I wanted to show you a few of my clients that have followed through with these plans and have seen amazing results in even shorter than 8 weeks. So first up, we have my client Julia, who came to me wanting to tone up, build muscle, and overall just feel happier and healthier. And as you can see, within 5 weeks, she saw a lot of fat loss, especially in her midsection. She even had an ankle injury during this fat loss phase. So the fact that she could do this with an injury is absolutely amazing. And here is the front picture of her fat loss. You can really see in this midsection here exactly how much fat she lost in just a short period of time. Next, we have another client of mine. This is Island. She lost a lot of body fat in 4 weeks, but her real transformation was in her face. As you can see on her jawline, it became snatched, and I had to ask her if she got Botox, and she said she did not. And then the last girl I want to bring into the picture is Emily. Emily works out maybe 3 times a week. She's a very busy girl. She has class, she has work, she has a business of dog sitting. She's doing all of the above, and she lost 12 pounds in 6 weeks. This photo is an actual 8-week difference, so you can really see her fat loss here, and we are still going with her. We just are getting started. And this is just her weight loss graph going down. So this is just to show you a little bit of clients who have done what I'm about to show you and have had amazing results, and you can have these results too. Just keep watching this video. So we're going to go through a few pillars, and pillar 1 is to start with a simple plan. I know it's a little bit cliche, but if you don't have a plan, how are you going to get results? You're not. So first of all, lasting fat loss that will actually stay off isn't about a magic pill that you can take that will get rid of the weight for you. It's about applying a few principles that I will teach you day after day, even when you're bored, even when you're tired, even when you're exhausted. It's the consistency that's going to get you these results. Why does having a plan help? Well, it removes the decision fatigue. When you have a plan in place, you don't have to make a decision. You already know what the decision is going to be. And when you already know what your decision is going to be, it's a lot easier to follow through on what you say you're going to follow through on. You want to follow a routine that you can actually stick to, because it doesn't help if you have this great plan and you don't follow through with it and you don't stick to it. You're just going to be going in circles the entire time. What this is going to look like, which we'll dive deeper into in a minute, is tracking your workouts and what food you're having every single day. We don't want to do this forever, but in this phase where we want to lose fat, that's what we have to do. And like I keep repeating, consistency beats complexity every single time. One of the first things I'm checking when I start with the new client is how much they're sleeping. So I have them immediately start tracking their sleep. We want to aim for at least 7 hours of sleep. Why is sleep so important? Well, first, it regulates your hunger hormones. So poor sleep will give you more of those cravings for junk food and ruin your diet all over again. The other most important reason we need sleep is for when you're recovering. Muscles repair while you're resting, and that's when they grow and get bigger and stronger, not while you're actually working out. So some people who think they need to work out every single day to see results are actually doing themselves a disservice, because the results are not going to come when you're working out. They're going to come when you give your body time to build and repair that muscle. Obviously, when you have better sleep, you have higher energy. If you've ever slept at least 8 hours, you know that's to be true compared to the nights you get 5 or 6 hours. And this means you're going to have better workouts and more daily movement and more energy overall, and you're going to feel happier and healthier. Prioritizing sleep is as important, if not more important, than your training and your nutrition. And I stand on that hill. I will die on that hill. Now, pillar 3 is the food. So what we're going to do is start tracking our food every single day from the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed. I want to know exactly what you're eating. Most people think they're eating enough, and truthfully, they're not. And they don't even know this because they're not tracking their food. Once we start tracking their food, I can tell them exactly how much under or over they're eating and adjust their plan to give them results faster. So how you're going to do this is you're going to log your calories and macros, and you want to understand what you're eating each day and if it's actually helping you with your goals. I have my own coaching app that does this for all of my clients. If you do not have me as your coach or another coach, then you can use my Fitness Pal or a chronometer to do this. And what this is going to teach you as you go through the process of tracking your food is about portion sizes. You're going to understand true serving sizes so that eventually you're able to intuitively eat without having to track every single thing you're eating, because that at the end of the day, no one wants to track for the rest of their lives. This is also going to help you make more informed choices about the foods that you're eating. Instead of guessing if you're overeating or undereating, you're going to have real data that's going to show you if you're eating or if you're eating too much or not enough. And this will empower you to make smarter decisions at every single meal. This gives you control over your food. Some people feel controlled by their food and they have binge eating cycles, restriction cycles, they spiral, they freak out, and this really gives you the power to know exactly what you're doing and what you should be doing. The next thing I have my clients track is their steps. You don't need to work out every day, but you do need to move around every single day. You would be surprised by how much fat loss you'll actually see by just increasing your step count each day. So what I want you to do is track your steps daily using either your iPhone, Apple Health, or a smartwatch, Fitbit, some type of thing that will track your steps, and see where you're at. When you figure out where you're at, your goal is going to be 10,000 steps. So if let's just say you're at 2,000 steps, this week I want you to go up 500 steps. I want you to aim for 2,500 steps. Once you get that down and you're consistent with 2,500 steps, you can move it up to 3,000. So basically, you're going to increase by 500 steps every week while you're being consistent with it. If you're doing 2,500, but you then go back to 2,000, you don't want to jump up higher to the next level. You want to make it baby steps. Another thing that my clients track is their workouts. This is probably the easiest thing to track, especially in my app. There's other apps you can use out there, but it's really important to track your workouts. If you're doing random workouts, doing different exercises, not tracking anything, you don't actually know how strong you are. You don't actually know how much you can lift, and you don't know if you're progressing. Muscle gets stronger when it is challenged, and that is how you lose fat, by having more muscle. So it's really important to track your workouts. This means recording how much weight you're lifting, how many reps you're doing, and how many sets you're doing for every single exercise. So if you are doing a squat holding a dumbbell, I want you to track how much weight you're holding, how many you can do, and how many sets you're doing of that. The goal here is progressive overload. So if you're squatting with a 10-pound dumbbell one week, next week I want you to try a 12.5 dumbbell. You should be aiming to do a little bit more each week, whether that's weight or more reps. That's how your muscle is going to grow. So if you can only do 8 squats with a 10-pound dumbbell, let's aim for 10 next week. Pillar 6 is really just sticking to the program, being as consistent as you can be. Hopping between programs or exercises or workouts or even classes is why you're not seeing results. Your body needs time to adapt. Constant switching of different classes, different workouts, different exercises is not giving you any progressive overload, aka you're not getting any stronger. You're just stabilized. Follow the same workout for 6 to 8 weeks, using the same exercises and really progressing in those exercises, and watch your results flourish. The next thing my clients do is when they track their food, I have them prioritize protein at every single meal. This is the most important thing you can do for fat loss as far as nutrition goes. It not only keeps you full, but it protects your muscles, helps you build more, and elevates your metabolism. It keeps your hunger in check because it keeps you full for longer. The more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is, which burns more fat. And what gives you more muscle? Protein. So having protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner is going to be key to seeing fat loss results faster. My general rule of thumb is to have at least 25 to 30 grams of protein at every meal, and you should be having 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, give or take, roughly in that range. A lot of people think they need to eat less to see fat loss, and that is just not true. The reason that people aren't seeing fat loss but they're eating less is because their body has actually been in fight or flight mode. And you're like, what is that? How does that even happen? So basically, when you undereat for really long periods of time, your body gets stressed the hell out and holds on to that fat and stores it because it doesn't know when it's going to get its next meal. Your body stores any energy it can get in case it doesn't get a meal anytime soon. As soon as we find out what my clients' maintenance calories are, which means that they won't lose or gain weight, they will just stay the same weight, most of the time they're eating under that amount. That is when their body stores onto extra fat because it's not sure that it's going to be getting enough energy for itself. As soon as we bring them slowly back up to that number, they start experiencing fat loss pretty immediately. You've seen my client transformations already, and most of those transformations happened in this phase where they're eating more than they've ever ate before. It's crazy, but that is how your body needs to regulate itself before it can let go of the fat. Pillar number 8 is to stay patient and play the long game. Real lasting transformations don't happen overnight unless you're on the surgery table. The habits that you're building during this phase will help you for life. They will be ingrained in your brain. So first, get it out of your brain that you're going to have a quick fix. Fad diets, yo-yo dieting, extreme approaches, they lead to burnout and rebound. They don't last, and more importantly, they are not sustainable. So trust the process and be patient not only with yourself, but the journey. The second thing is to celebrate the small wins. Every time you have a better meal than you would have had before, every time you complete a workout, and every extra 500 steps you're completing counts. All of these are wins. And number 3 is to learn from any setbacks you take. Progress is never linear. Some days you're going to be up, some days you're going to be down, some weeks you're going to have amazing weeks, some weeks are not going to be so great. That's life. A bad day or a bad week does not erase your effort and your progress. You just need to keep showing up for yourself, and you'll be so glad that you started. Honey, time is going to pass either way, so you might as well become the best version of yourself during that time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just to summarize, what you can do now to see real lasting results would be, first, get your sleep in check. Are you sleeping 7 hours? If not, increase your sleep until you are at 7 hours. Next thing, how much are you moving throughout your day? Are you sitting at a desk all day? Are you working from home, not really walking around? Increase your step count, and first track all of this data to make sure you know where you're falling. Start by adding 500 steps weekly until you get to your goal of 10,000. If you need help getting more steps, park your car further away, take the elevator, go walking around the neighborhood. Do what you can do to move more. Third, track your workouts. Get a pen and paper if you don't have an app. Write down exactly what workouts you're doing, tracking how much weight, how many sets, how many reps, and try to increase something every single week. If you need guidance on that, I'm your girl. And fourth, track your food. Track how much food you're already currently eating. Do this for a week, see where you're at, look up your maintenance calories, and if you're not at your maintenance calories, work your way there. Stay there for a few weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then you can start your deficit, going slowly down, maybe 100 calories per week. Don't go too low, maybe 400 or 500 calories below your maintenance. Stay at your lowest for a few weeks, and then slowly go back up and start the process all over again until you have your dream body and your dream life. Now, if all of this sounds great and you're still like, I need extra support, message me. I'm here to help you. I'm here to answer your questions. And if you're interested in joining the program, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to have you. You've got this. You're going to be a baddie. You're going to lose that 10, 20, 30, 80, 100 pounds that you want to lose. You have to believe in yourself and you have to put in the work, and you're going to be feeling so much better once you do. All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.